For thousands of families in Michigan, this isn't just an empty plot of land. It's a promise. A promise of $3.5 billion in investment. A promise of thousands of stable new jobs in the heart of America's automotive industry. A promise of a revival where the factories of the future, producing electric vehicles, would be built on American soil by American hands. This is the future. On Saturday night, while most of the country was at rest, that promise shattered into pieces. Ford Motor Company, a name synonymous with American industrial might, a global icon that put the world on wheels, released an announcement that shook the foundation of the nation's economy. The plan to build a massive electric vehicle battery plant in Michigan has been officially postponed indefinitely. But it's not the cancellation itself that made headlines. The real story is the reason why. Ford didn't cancel the project due to financial trouble or lack of demand. They canceled it for one ironic and painful reason: to escape a trade war started by their own government. In their statement, Ford confirmed that they are now actively exploring new locations in Spain or Germany. They are not leaving the electric vehicle business, they are just leaving America. This is a crucial turning point, a developing story with consequences we will all feel. To make sure you continue receiving our ongoing, in-depth analysis of this unfolding crisis, take a moment now to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Turn on your notifications, because you won't want to miss where this story goes next. Now let's answer the big question. How did we get here? How did a policy designed under the slogan of protecting American jobs become the very reason those jobs are now being exported across the Atlantic? To understand the scale of this economic tragedy, we have to go back to Michigan, to a region known as the Rust Belt, an area that once beat as the manufacturing heart of the world. Over the decades, this region declined as factories left. This new Ford plant was supposed to be a symbol of a new era, a beacon of hope. Construction work would have employed hundreds. Once completed, thousands of engineers, technicians, and factory workers would have filled its halls. Local restaurants, grocery stores, and small suppliers nearby were preparing for an economic boom. It was an entire ecosystem of hope, built on a $3.5 billion investment. Now, all that remains is empty land and silence. This isn't just about numbers on Ford's financial statement. It's about human cost. Imagine for a moment you're an auto worker in Michigan who's been hearing about this new plant for months. Maybe you were planning your children's future around that promise. And then, in an instant, that hope vanishes. Of course, as the shockwaves hit Michigan, the blame game erupted in Washington. The White House and its allies were quick to label Ford as unpatriotic. Their narrative was that Ford had caved to European pressure, choosing the easy way out instead of standing and fighting with their country. They portrayed it as corporate betrayal, where loyalty to global shareholders was placed above loyalty to American workers. But from Ford's point of view, and that of most of the business world, this isn't about patriotism. It's about cold, brutal math. In their official press release, the language was careful and corporate, but the message was unmistakably clear. They are a global company operating in a global market. With the looming threat of a 30% retaliatory tariff from the European Union on every vehicle exported from the US, the massive and lucrative European market suddenly became closed to their American-made products. This is where we uncover the deadly core of the tariff trap. Let's break down the logic for a moment, because it's crucial to understanding this entire crisis. This is the basic rule of conflict. If you strike someone, expect to be struck back. In international trade, tariffs are the first punch, and retaliatory tariffs are the counterpunch. When the US threatened Europe with tariffs, Europe prepared its own punch, targeting American-made goods. Ford is now faced with two strategic options for its critical European EV market. Option A. Build the factory in Michigan. Manufacture advanced electric vehicles in America, then export them to Germany, France, and across Europe. On paper, it's a win for America first. But in reality, every car that arrives at a European port will be hit with a 30% retaliatory tax. The price becomes uncompetitive. No one will buy it. It's financial suicide. Option B. Build the factory inside the European Union, say in Spain. produce the vehicles there and sell directly to the European market. Because the cars are made within the single market, no tariffs apply. The cars remain competitively priced. Faced with these two options, what decision will a board of directors, responsible to its shareholders, make? The answer is obvious. This is no longer a choice. It's a cold, logical business necessity. The tariff wall that was meant to protect the American economy from foreign goods has, ironically, become a prison wall, trapping American products inside and forcing American investment to flee in order to survive. And now the most terrifying question echoing in every American boardroom is, who's next? Ford might be the first, but they will not be the last. Think of Boeing, the aerospace giant that depends heavily on selling planes to European airlines. Think of Caterpillar, selling heavy machinery across the world. Think of John Deere, whose tractors are the backbone of agriculture in many countries. Every major American exporter is now running the same exact calculation Ford just did. They all see the same tariff trap, and they're all likely to reach the same logical conclusion. To survive in a global market, you must be inside the global market. This may be the tipping point, a moment where American business as a whole, the backbone of the U.S. economy, begins to realize that this trade war might be doing them more harm than good. We may be witnessing the beginning of a major rift between American businesses and the nationalist economic agenda of their own government. So when we look again at that empty plot of land in Michigan, we're not just seeing a canceled factory. We're seeing a powerful symbol. A symbol of unintended consequences. A sign of a possible future, where in order to win a trade war, America may lose its own industries. This is the greatest irony of all. When a nation starts a war, it must be ready to accept that some of the first casualties may come from within. Ford's decision is the most visible early casualty in this trade war. The question now is, how many more will follow before this strategy is reconsidered? And by then, will it already be too late? This is a complex debate, with valid arguments on both sides, about trade and about sovereignty. What do you think? Was Ford's decision a betrayal or a smart and inevitable business move? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this in-depth analysis. If you value content that challenges you to think, be sure to subscribe for the next update in this global economic saga. Stay informed.